we win regardless. We've defeated them militarily. They've dropped a couple of water mines. You call them water mines in the boat. We've defeated all of their water boats, too. Their Navy has gone 158 ships. They have 28 water droppers, mine droppers, they call them. All of them are sunk. They probably have a couple of mines in the water. We have mine sweepers out there. We're sweeping the strait. Whether we make a deal or not makes no difference to me.
U.S. peace talks with Iran ending without a deal, but President Trump saying it doesn't even matter. Trump and Central Command confirming U.S. forces are now on a mine clearance mission in the Strait of Hormuz. Former U.S. Navy Lieutenant Commander Tom Sauer is a mine specialist with extensive experience in Iran and the Strait of Hormuz, joining us now. And Tom, there's no better guest we could have this morning as we look at what's transpiring. So we've got two destroyers, the Peterson and the Murphy, going in. Walk us through what is going to happen with the clearing of the strait you see on your screen there.
Sure. Thanks so much for having me. And I just got to say, I am so insanely jealous of my former teammates and my Navy EOD brothers who are getting ready to do the job that Navy EOD has been training for and preparing for longer than I've been alive. But let me give you an idea of how I think it might play out. You need to have two conditions ready before you start really any serious mine clearance. One is you need to make sure that there is no mine laying capability, right? And I think we've achieved that through what President Trump said. We've destroyed any of their meaningful mine laying capabilities, because the idea behind that is you don't want to start mopping the floor while the toilet's still overflowing, right? You got to make sure it's stopped. And then on top of that is you really would prefer that the shooting stopped. And we secured that last week with the ceasefire. So now what I believe is probably going to happen, I don't have any special knowledge, but it will probably look something like this, is you're going to see EOD Mobile Unit 6 that's forward deployed to the region from Little Creek, Virginia. They're known as the Keg Busters, and they're the ones who are going to be using expeditionary MCM, which is expeditionary mine countermeasures, which is using a combination of unmanned underwater vehicles, remote operated vehicles, and Navy EOD divers that are going to search the area, look for any mines, because right now, just so you know, we have not had any confirmation of any actual mines in the water. So if there are any mines, they're going to find them, they're going to mark them, they're going to continue the search, and then they're going to deal with those mines either through an ROV or a diver or something like that. So that's to kind of give you an idea, generally speaking, of what we're going to look for in that potential danger area that the Iranians declared. But we don't know. There could be plenty. There could be none. We don't know yet. We'll find out.
And Tom, in this area you're talking about, it's just about 1,400 square miles. Iran appears to not know what they have there. How much does that complicate things if indeed they don't know where their mines are?
It's really hard to find a mine even when you lay it yourself. So, you know, I don't expect too much out of the Iranians. I'm pretty sure they're just doing indiscriminate mining with whatever they could. So obviously, you know, I think it stands to reason that the first area they should search is that suspected danger area. Search that and then search everywhere else. Now, the thing is that doesn't happen overnight. It's going to take a few days at least. It's probably one of the most exciting, believe it or not, the exciting jobs for Navy EOD. And one thing I just have to ask is to the CENTCOM commander, Admiral Cooper, Brad, if you're listening to this and you have any openings for a 45-year-old former Navy EOD guy who's not quite as fast or as strong as he used to be, just, you know, I'm asking for a friend. Just reach out. That'd be great.
Careful, Tom. You might get called up, but great insight as always. And we will be hoping that they get that strait open in a matter of days. Tom Sauer, thank you for taking time, sir.
Thanks so much, Griff. Appreciate you.
All right.